Well, guys, a transgender male has won a lawsuit that is going to allow her, I guess I should say, to play on a female football league. It's absolutely crazy, guys. If you wouldn't mind, really quick though, giving this video a like, also sharing this video with your friends and family, and if you are new, I would love it if you would subscribe. It really helps me out here. I really believe you guys are going to like the content you have here. Got new videos going up here pretty much every day, so keep checking back for more. But getting back to this whole football situation and this transgender male, Christina Gither, who was born biological male, is now identifying as a transgender female, is going by the name of Christina Gither. Now, Gither had put in a call and wanted to try out for the Minnesota Vixen, which is an independent female semi-pro football team there in Minnesota. Now, what the Vixen told him was that, look, we do not allow males to play in our league. For one, it's a female football league, and the other reason is that there are obvious safety reasons if we were to do something like that. So Gither, of course, was very upset, and a lawsuit was put out against the Minnesota Vixen. Now, crazy thing about this is that he actually won the lawsuit. The jury, in fact, awarded $20,000 in damages to Christina Gither, $20,000 in damages, and said that the Vixen team had violated the Minnesota Human Rights Act by not allowing Githers to play on the team. The Vixen, of course, were not happy when they heard the results of this come out, saying, if you just think about that for a second, you stop and think like, these are the issues that are going to court now. Stuff like this, to where biological, men who are identifying as transgender women want to play in an all-females football league. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. Now, while the lawsuit was going on, Gither did actually go play for another Minnesota team, Minnesota female football team that did allow transgender women to play in that. That was the Women's Football Alliance in Minnesota. So he was playing during the time of this suit, and then he went ahead and gave an interview to NPR saying that he felt ostracized, that he felt like a freak, that he felt like he wasn't good enough, meaning everything that the Minnesota Vixen put him through by not allowing him to play originally before the lawsuit went out. Now, in response to his win in court, he said that he felt vindicated and that it's a proud day in Minnesota, and that everybody in Minnesota and everywhere else should be extremely proud of the fact that he won this case and will now be allowed to play on the Minnesota Vixens team. But you see what it's all about, because when you have these other leagues like, the Women's Football Alliance in Minnesota that did allow him to play, they do allow transgender males to play on female teams. But that wasn't good enough, see, because of the fact that the Vixen, he wanted to go play for the Vixen. So it wasn't enough to say, oh, well, okay, well, I'll go find somewhere else that will let me play. No. It was about making an example out of the Vixen team, exposing them, and then he goes to court and he wins a settlement out of it. But this is the same thing that we see with the cases across the country with the bakers not wanting to bake cakes for, gay and lesbian weddings. The same thing with the florists around that are asked to put together bouquets and stuff for gay or lesbian weddings, transgender, whatever it may be. Cases like this are going to the courts as well. It's just really getting to a point in time now where this is sort of becoming the norm. And unfortunately, I think you'll see more cases like this with Githers that are going to go to court, go to trial, and they'll end up winning, because it's the way that the world is going now. We're living in the last days, and Jesus Christ is coming back very soon. And I hope that you know him as your Lord and Savior, because one day Christ is going to return. He is going to rule and reign on this earth for 1,000 years. And I can promise you this, the way you see the world now is not going to be the way it is when King Jesus is in charge. That's for sure. Guys, thanks again for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I'll talk with you soon.